All right, YouTube fam, welcome back to the channel. What we're gonna do today, what are we doing today? We are going to finish up these trees behind me. I got a couple trees that I planted a couple weeks ago or so. It was kind of before I decided to start a YouTube channel for the homestead. So what we're gonna do is gonna go ahead and finish up these trees. We'll lay down some mulch, and we'll lay down some ash from the wood stove, and I'll explain, kind of why we're doing that. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna rake up some pine needles. We're gonna mix that with our wood shavings, and then that'll give us a nice mulch, if you will. So pine needles plus the shavings will be a nice mulch. Before that, though, we're gonna lay down this ash, which is just basically ash from the wood stove. So the soil out here is kind of sandy, so it's a little acidic. So the ash is gonna help balance that pH level out, help with the potassium and things like that. So we'll lay down the ash, we'll lay down the pine needles, and the pine shavings, or they're not really pine shavings, they're from an oak tree, so I guess they're oak shavings. But either way, wood shavings plus pine needles make a nice little do-it-yourself mulch. So you'll see me raking up some pine needles, and then I'll go ahead and throw some wood shavings on top of that, and then where the ash will go first, and then we'll do that, and then we'll be good to go. So let's get after it. All right, first comes the ash. Gotta tap into bucket number 2. Now we're gonna get into the wood shavings here. After that, layer of pine. So then we'll have our ash, shavings, pine needles, and then it'll be a nice little mulch setup. So. Bucket number 2 of the wood shavings. Alright, so you kind of see what we got so far. We laid the ash down, and then the wood shavings. So, kind of take you around, show you what it looks like here. Ash, and then the wood shavings, all the way around. And spread this out right here. I read that you never want to cover the graft too. That's the part of the tree that was grafted to the root system. They do that for variation. Say if you want a dwarf tree or something like that, they'll graft it, an apple tree to a dwarf root system, something like that. But so first layer is ash, second layer is that wood shavings. Looks pretty good all the way around. Now what we're gonna do is add the pine needles. So So you'll see these pine needles here now kind of act as a mulch as well. So instead of buying big bags of expensive mulch, what I did is I used wood shavings and pine needles as my mulch. It was free. Wood shavings from cutting the wood that we used to heat our wood stove, and the pine needles from the glorious pine trees that line my entire 5-acre property. So thank you, pine trees, for that. So basically what we did here was we got 2 apple trees, 2 pear trees, 2 peach trees. We went ahead and took the ash from the wood stove, laid it on top of the root system there. So first layer was ash. That's going to help with the pH levels with the sandy soil, add a little potassium to the soil. And then we laid down some wood shavings and then the pine needles. So we finished off the trees now. Got our homemade mulch, and we got all 6 of the trees ready to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In about 3 to 4 years, we will be eating the fruit from these trees. All right, guys, so hope you enjoyed that video here. Real quick, real short, real simple. Basically homemade mulch from stuff I found in the yard. Got the trees going, got them finished up. So when it rains, that water will be retained by that mulch, right? The mulch that I created, which is just really, you know, sawdust and pine needles. So basically, instead of buying mulch from a big box store or something like that, I kind of got it from stuff in the yard. So it works out really nice. So hope you guys enjoyed that. And I'll talk at you later. I'll see you next time. Peace.